And this is race 2, the Wyfold Challenge Cup, Tyne against Tideway Scullers School. Men's Cox's fours, key to get off the start straight. Tyne, we've been watching all week, they've had the slowest start, and today against Tideway Scullers, it's Tideway Scullers that have come out the blocks fast. Tyne, they're going to be looking again, toughing it out, holding on to Tideway Scullers, but Tideway Scullers really quick in the early part of the regatta, pretty quick today, just a little bit of steering there, but they've had a great start. Yeah,
I'm really impressed. They look like they've really taken the ball by the horns there and trying to move out, and you can see they've slightly got the lead here. This is the hardest bit of the race in the Cox's 4. You see where that bit comes off the buoys and next to the barrier. That's actually where you got to be you're very careful, because you're steering the boat with the foot in the bottom of the boat. You haven't got a cox to guide you down the track, and that's the bit where when I was racing, Sarah, I got very, very nervous, because you just need to make sure you get aligned up with those buoys correctly. But they're really moving away well here, Tideway Scullers, aren't they? Tyne, very aggressive stroke. Tideway Scullers, a bit more relaxed, a bit more loose, which is what you want in this Cox's 4.
Yeah, I spoke to their coach, Tom Gale, the Tideway Scullers club's coach, Tom Gale, amazing international oarsman himself, and he's come along. And, you know, this Tideway Scullers, 3 of these guys were in the Henley final last year, and they absolutely did fall foul of their steering. It was Upper Thames who were victorious that day. Tideway Scullers School disqualified. They have been dreaming about this regatta since that moment, and right now they're leading Tyne, Tideway Scullers School on the left-hand side, looking at their blades. They're yellow and they're red. And Tyne, this is familiar ground. Every race they've done so far, they have been down at this stage. Yeah. This is familiar. They'll be holding on. They'll be looking to take their advantage later on in the race. Yeah,
it's interesting, Sarah. You see they've got the slightly different rigs of the boat. You see on the Tideway Scullers, that's a sort of conventional setup of a Cox's 4, and where you've got each man, you've got a stroke sider then a bow sider. But Tyne have this bucket rig where you've got the 2 together.
And why might they do that, Alex?
Well, it's because it's putting your power in the right places in the boat. And typically, you want your big engines in the middle, and then you want your sort of silky smooth guys on the outside. But there's quite a significant margin opening up here. I think Tideway Scullers have clearly got the bit between their teeth. They want to do this event. They really want to make the standpoint from last year, and they're really moving away. And Tyne, you can see now moving over to try maybe go for the contact. This is sometimes what crews do here. It's a bit, try and get a bit of a better line and hold on that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Umpire John Hedges there, he just put up his flag and made sure that none of that was going to happen. I don't think that was the case, actually. I think what we saw was 2 athletes and boats that get a little bit tired. Sometimes when there's this hole in the booms, the wash of the boats can move the boats. But right now, it's Tideway Scullers School. They've moved ahead. There's no chance of contact as the race stands. You've got a length and a half of clear water there. And that looks absolutely beautiful from the Tideway Scullers School. We're looking at Adam Riddler, Adam Ledusky, Nathan O'Reilly and Stuart Heath, and they're working beautifully as a unit in that conventional rib. Sometimes a little bit easier to row, I find, but we've got some great length there. They're using their strength well, and they're moving this boat beautifully. Will Tyne be able to pull another one off and come up at the end?
So you never say never, but I do think this is looking in Tideway Scullers' favour, and they really are rowing well. This is where it hurts, though, the most. This is where the lactate's really starting to build up. The water gets slightly more bouncy here. You know you're coming to the finish, so the pain becomes more and more prevalent in your mind. But they're rowing it very, very well.
Yeah, and Tyne, they've had 2 really close races, 2 feet on the first day, just a third of the lengths yesterday. How will those athletes be feeling, Alex?
You've got, at this point in the race, you just got to get your head down and keep going. You just never give up. I mean, if you give up, then you might as well not be in the sport. And I mean, it's an obvious thing to say, but that's the great thing about rowing. It sort of tends to draw these characters who are sort of determined and always want to come back no matter where you are. And that's, I have been in that position, so you're just fighting all the way. And you've got to keep the motivation. If you're the guy in the bow seat, the guy who's closest to the finish, he's the one who's roaring them on, saying, "Come on, guys, we've got to get on with this. We can do this." But it's very much the Tideway Scullers.
Absolutely holding the belief to the end. But right now, it's Tideway Scullers. They're rowing that boat beautifully, pressing it on, lifting it over the finish line, and it'll be Tideway Scullers that we see tomorrow. Tideway Scullers beating Tyne Amateur Rowing Club. Not able to do it again. The show ponies, as I called them yesterday, not able to do it today. But fantastic regatta they've had. We'll be seeing them in the Tideway Scullers in the Wyfolds tomorrow.